Today's discussion is powdery mildew disease of rose. Rose is a commercial crop which is extensively grown throughout the world. The powdery mildew disease, the name powdery is given because the symptoms appear like a powdery patch. And mildews means those pathogens which occur outside the host. Most of the thallus of the fungus occurs outside the host and that penetrates some hostoria, food sucking organs inside the host tissue and absorb food material. Hence the mildew is the name. Mildews are pathogen which mostly occurs on those are the ectoparasites. They occur outside the host. And this disease, it is a very common disease, powdery mildew disease, which is a fungal disease. It is caused, it occurs on all types of roses. And this disease was firstly discovered by a German scientist in 1819. His name was Wallorth in Germany. He was from Germany. And this disease was very dominantly occur in Europe, America, Australia and India, and even in many other countries. Even in India, the crop is grown extensively for its flowers as a commercial crop. This is the infected leaf of powdery mildew disease. The entire infected leaf is showing white color patches which resemble powdery patches. Hence the name powdery mildew is given. And what type of symptoms are developed by the fungus? The disease first appears on the leaf, shoot, all the parts get infected except root system. What happens initially, very small patches are developed and these white colored patches are developed, white colored spots are developed and gradually these spots increase in size and they get mixed and most of the part of the affected tissue, that is leaf or twig or flower, they get enveloped by the fungal hyphae, fungal mycelium. Fungal hyphae, fungal mycelium as well as conidiophores and conidia are there because this fungus, it is the ectoparasitic fungus that absorbs food material from the host by sending hostoria inside the host tissue and spread on the external to the plant. Even the sepals and receptacles of the flowers get infected and the mildew is rarely, it is a very serious disease and easily carried away from one plant to another. Which pathogen causes the disease, powdery mildew disease? The disease is caused by a fungal pathogen. This fungus, it is a host specific in nature and the name of the fungus is Sparotheca panosa. This fungus is the member of family Erisaceae which occurs on a variety of roses. Variety of rose plants get affected by this fungus. The pathogen shows mycelium. The pathogen consists of mycelium which is septate. Septate hyphae occurs and the superficial mycelium, already I told you, it produces many hostoria for absorption of the food material. Hostorium, it is a very small knob-like structure which is produced by the fungus for absorption of the food. First of all, you see the photograph. It is the mycelium which is septate, highly branched. One nucleus is present in each compartment of the hypha. And these are the conidiophores. In presence of enough food material, the fungus produces numerous conidiophores on the host surface, and conidiophores are 1 to 2 septate structures which are also known as fertile hyphae. Fertile mat is developed on the affected region and such a conidiophores are developed and many conidia are developed in the form of chain, and these conidia are loosely arranged and these are easily carried away from one place to another very easily. Okay, the conidia are barrel shaped and small in size, light in weight, unicellular, uninucleated structures. Next figure. The fungus also reproduce by sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction takes place in fungus causing powdery mildew. In presence of enough food material, the fungus produces male gamete which is known as antheridium and the female gamete which is known as ascogonium. Ascogonium consists of a large egg nucleus which is a female gamete. It is mostly globular structure, arises from the fertile hypha, ascogonial hypha, and at the base a septa is there. Small amount of cytoplasm is present in the ascogonium and it is mostly globular structure. And on the adjacent hypha close to the ogonium, antheridium is developed which is also uninucleated, one nucleated structure, and after fusion the transfer of the male nucleus from the antheridium takes place. Along with cytoplasm, the nucleus transfer to the ascogonium, and these both nuclei they unite to form a diploid nucleus. This diploid nucleus now it is known as a zygote. This zygote, when it is a diploid, that has to be divided by meiotic division. But in this case what happens is do not divide by meiotic division. A mitotic division takes place. 2 to 3 to 4 mitotic division takes place. How many mitotic division takes place? That depends on the food content of the cell. Okay. And after mitotic division 2 to 4 to 8 nuclei are developed. All these are the diploid nuclei because the nucleus was diploid and the division was mitotic. Therefore, the nuclei which are formed, they are all are diploid nuclei. And now in further stages what happens, one nucleus, each diploid nucleus gets surrounded by a small amount of cytoplasm, and such a club shaped structure is developed inside the clistothecium, inside the this zygote, and such a series of club shaped bodies are developed. Each club shaped structure in this structure, in the fruiting body, it is known as ascus. Ascus is developed here. Ascus contain diploid nucleus. Ascus is a finger shaped structure, and this structure and the entire body which containing ascus, this fruiting body, it is known as fruiting body, and it is enveloped by several hyphae. By interwoven of hyphae, a thick wall is developed around the fruiting body, and that is called the wall of the clistothecium. And some hanging hyphae on the wall of the clistothecium, they are freely hanging hyphae. These hyphae are known as appendages. What happens, these structures, these fruiting bodies remains on plant debris, infected plant debris in the field for long duration because of the thick wall. This is the highly resistant fruiting body, and that remains in soil for long duration. What happens into the next season, it absorbs a small quantity of moisture, and in rainy season, and upper wall get slightly swelled. Because of swelling, a pressure is created, and after because of the pressure, all the wall of the clistothecium break up, and all the asci they comes out. Each ascus is club shaped structure. It was having the diploid nucleus that divides by meiotic division. Now meiosis takes place when the nucleus is present inside the ascus, and that because of meiotic division 4 to 8 ascospores are developed. That means each ascus consists of 4 to 8 ascospores. Ascospores are very small, slightly elongated, uninucleated, unicellular structure, and these are released in the environment. Again they are carried away by wind or by insects or any other agency, and whenever they get a proper host plant, in presence of host they infect and causes powdery mildew disease. Mostly in rainy season this disease has been observed very commonly. And this is the external features of clistothecium, that is the fruiting body. These are the appendages, and all appendages and the wall of the clistothecium, that is made up of the hyphal threads. The clistocarps consist of a group of asci. Each ascus is broad, just I told you, and these are carried away by wind or they remain in soil for long duration. This figure is showing that clistothecium, broken clistothecium. It is a hand drawn figure. This is a drawing done by me. And this is ascus. Each ascus is a club-shaped structure. Inside that, ascospores are there. The ascospores are haploid. Ascospores released when the ascus get broken. Ascus get broken by any mechanical agency and the ascospores are released. These ascospores are highly infectious. And what is inoculum? Inoculum is a small quantity of the pathogen which is enough to cause the disease. That is inoculum. Means inoculum of the pathogen. The mycelium, where it occurs? It occurs in the soil on plant debris which was infected. Infected plant debris consist of Clistothecea, many fruiting bodies of the fungus that acts as a inoculum. Even there are many conidia present in air because they are very light in weight, and they are also when comes in contact with the host they causes disease. That is the inoculum. And besides that, there are several the pathogen is having a broad spectrum of host range. Several weed plants acts as a source of inoculum of this pathogen. Insect visits spread secondary inoculum. Okay. Germination of conidia takes place. The conidia may germinate on other side of the young leaf, producing several germ tubes. The superficial mycelium forms dense, white, spiny patches of interwoven hyphae which are thick-walled, infractive and somewhat rigid. Later the color becomes grey or buff or pale yellow colored. Mildew appears to break out under most diverse conditions of the environment. The disease is more severe in warm, humid weather. The disease may develop a rapid, but it varies considerably in intensity from season to season and is severe during the dry summer. Next slide. The conditions under which the conidia and ascospore germinate and attack the host are not fully known. The favorable temperature for the growth and germination of conidia is 21 degrees Celsius. The 80 to 90% relative humidity is very good for the germination of conidia and ascospores. How to manage the disease? There are several plant pathologists recommended different types of management methods. The good control of mildew disease of roses is done by spraying copper oxychloride. And another recommended fungicides are sulfur and lime sulfur. Even the water sprays on plant every day can reduce disease intensity for some extent. And sanitation is must before sowing. You have to collect all the plant debris and burn it away from the soil. Still, there are no resistant varieties developed by the plant breeders. Okay. This is all about powdery mildew disease of roses, which is a fungal disease. Thank you. Save trees, save earth.